Ish Pasha. Hello, Masha. Hello, Fasha.
It's a Conspiracy is proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. For fun, other programming, please check out albertapodcastnetwork.com, where you can find shows like Makeshift Stories.
Pasha.
Right, are we recording, Charlie?
We are recording, Charlie.
Yes, we're recording, Charlie. Okay.
Gentlemen, how about we get down to business?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Father's Day Special 2, Electric Boogaloo. Now, what happens when you go to the bathroom in France? European. Welcome back, everyone, to It's Conspiracy. This is the podcast to relay out the beliefs behind select conspiracy theories, alternative accounts, legends, myths, and more. I'm your host, Andrew, and I do not claim to be an expert on anything we're going to discuss today, and will probably be wrong about everything. We're going to talk about Father's Day, and I'm a father. It's nice to talk about Father's Day. Okay, so, yay.
Did you guys hear about the new Lego store opening up in Edmonton?
Oh.
People were lined up for blocks.
Hey.
Line up for blocks. If you'd like to see where we dug up whatever darling, sweet little babies we're going to discuss today, then please check out the resources in the episode description. Charlie births those in a trench behind the barn during a hailstorm week after week, and it's only fitting that you partake in his glory with him in the hailstorm behind the barn in the trench.
See you on
Lastly, we are a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB.
Yay, TB!
You can check us out online at our website, itsaconspiracypodcast.com. Our Twitter, at Is It a Conspiracy? That's run by the Irish Madman. Our Facebook group, the Instagram, It's a Conspiracy Podcast. That's run by Gorgeous Greg. Our email and our Patreon page, patreon.com/ It's
a conspiracy.
That might have been our best one yet.
That would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Good job. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so how does a penguin build its house? He glues it together.
Igloo. Oh.
He glues it together.
Oh, boy.
He glues it.
All right.
Joining the online distance communication time today is Charming Charlie and Gorgeous Greg.
Hey.
These bars of soap on a rope will interject as they see fit, and I appreciate their digital distance company. I'm glad we can do this, and we're getting near the end. Maybe our next one we can do, but maybe not. So whenever, we'll see how it goes. And it's nice to just see other men on the screen. And spring is here. It's almost done. We're almost in summer. But for this joke, spring is here, and I got so excited I wet my plants. Ready then, Charlie, with a yes or no, can you tell me if you've heard of any of these three theories?
Feel bad for your wife.
Number one. Disney dads, worst to first, maybe.
No?
Okay.
Maybe.
Number two. 10 fun facts about ties.
No.
Okay. Number three. A real fun dad quiz that Charlie will be able to follow, unlike the mom quiz we did where he asked me what the first one was 5,000 times.
Wait, what are we doing again?
So what's the first one?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay, so here's subject number one. Dad's worst to first, maybe. Now, I thought about going on an all-almond diet, but that's just nuts. Disney set the bar high for fathers, right? Kind of, I guess. I mean, most major characters...
Don't. I'm going to let you drop this next joke, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, man. Yeah, they're either, like, dead before the movie, during the movie, or they're bad and they die, or they just weren't in it at all. So here's a bunch of Disney dads. Have you guys seen Aladdin?
Aye.
So there's the Sultan, hands down the worst dad represented in the Disney universe.
Yeah.
He's trying to ply his daughter off like she's some sort of collectible trinket from a Happy Meal and just not paying attention to the person she is. He desperately tries to get her to marry Jafar. Yes, he was hypnotized, but still, that's bad dadding. Jasmine and Aladdin both deserve better. Chief Powhatan from Pocahontas trying to marry his daughter off. Powhatan gets points for legitimately trying to kill John Smith, though. He probably knew that John Smith was voiced by Mel Gibson and all of his violence.
Get him.
Oh, no.
Okay, number three. Or I think it's number three. Anyway, the next one is the King of Arendelle from Frozen. The kid who was saved from the betrayal battle married the super-powered sprite that saved him only to be shocked when one of his children developed super sprite powers and then try to help her. So he should have done it Professor X style, taken her to a mansion, shown her how to use her powers for good. He also ran away and died in a shipwreck. So he's a bad dad.
Yeah, he's a bad
Okay,
dad.
yeah, no, you got me. Yep. You
Professor
got away
X.
with
Andy, have you been watching a lot of Disney Plus?
Oh man, so much Disney Plus. King Fergus from Brave. Fergus, near and dear to my heart as he is also trying to wed off his daughter. Maybe these deadbeats could just let their daughters decide who their partners will be, or maybe they don't even want a partner. Is that really too much to ask? Also, so much fighting. He's lucky he didn't end up dead in a shipwreck or trampled by the running hordes like that dumpster fire Mufasa.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Coming out, knives out. All right, next up is Mufasa. Mufasa is, quote, one of the best dads in the Disney catalog, and he's one of the best dads per film. I would say that's Lion. He's barely in The Lion King before being trampled to death by his frightening British brother. It's a good lesson in bravery and caring, but man, how could anyone let Scar just roam around like that? It's not just because he's British, but he's clearly a villain. He should have been run out of the village years earlier. I'm not just saying that because he's British, but he was British, and he's the only one British person in that movie, and he's bad. So I'm not saying all British people are bad, just that Scar was
That
bad.
one.
Yeah.
If you ever find yourself in like 20 people and only one of them is British,
Get that guy out of there.
get the guy out of here.
Because he's going to lure you into the canyon. Yeah,
And toss you off a cliff. I can't believe we just said that.
terrible.
My God.
The next one here is King Triton from The Little Mermaid. Okay, now bad dad checklist. Tries to marry his daughter off. Check. Doesn't realize what she's all about. Check. Ends up running her off and almost loses her. Check. But then he attempts to sacrifice himself and ends up letting her do what she wants. He also gets points because he has a trident and he lives to the end, barely. He did get transformed into like that thing, but he lived to the end. And he got progressive in the end. Okay, Geppetto, Pinocchio. Lonely old man makes puppet that comes to life and then goes looking for him when puppet runs off. Marked improvement on dadding here. He didn't try to sell him off to like a neighbor. Yeah, he let Pinocchio live his life. Bob Parr from The Incredibles. Sure, he knows how to bulldoze his way through problems. He's got a blurred moral compass, and he has a vicious temper. He also seems to hate any child that isn't his own. While he loses himself a bit along the way, in the end, Bob is a great dad because he realizes that no matter how great his powers, his best adventure in life is his family. Aww. Bonus, he fires his baby's eye lasers like a gun in Incredibles 2. So good.
Ruining that movie for me.
It's Incredibles. It's so good. And there's
No,
a
but I mean, like, stop ruining it in a way where, like, hey, I saw the first 5 minutes and realized I did not have the time to watch it more. So please
it's so good, man. It's such a good movie. And there is a baby with eye lasers in it.
watch it anymore.
Yeah, spoilers. There's a baby with superpowers in the movie. It's about a family with the kids that have superpowers.
Well, great. Yeah, why don't we just keep talking about it?
So Marlin from Finding Nemo. Have you guys both seen Finding Nemo?
That's one I've seen.
In my opinion, he is the best Disney dad. He, A, lives to the end. He's probably going to die in the third movie when it comes out. B, he doesn't try to sell off Nemo. Nice progress in the Disney world. You don't need to traffic your own children all the time. It's okay. C, he risks life and limb to get his son back and accepts his colleagues despite their shortcomings. D, there's no British people that lure him into the canyon to be trampled to death. Bonus, he has a few dad jokes that are great. And he clearly isn't in that great of shape. And Al Brooks was just phenomenal in Drive with Ryan Gosling. Great movie. So
Rubbish.
Speaking of dads, my dad has 2 dogs named Rolex and Timex. They're his watchdogs. Hey-o!
That was good. That was good.
All right then, Greg, what are we drinking here?
What are we drinking?
I'm not drinking anything. I actually am having water.
I think I can see a bottle of gin behind you, Mr. Fibby Pants.
Empty.
Oh, I'm sorry, an
gin.
empty bottle of gin. Yeah.
It was gin.
What was you drinking?
Gin. What I was drinking was water. Well, yeah, Charlie, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking American Vintage Hard Iced Tea.
That sounds really good.
Baby.
It is refreshing, and boy, am I loving it. And I still got some in the fridge, so I'm going to drink it.
Nice.
That's right. You got to peacock the cocktail.
Yeah.
Peacock the cocktail. What kind of reminds me, though, speaking about shopping, I went to a smoke shop to discover that it had been replaced by an apparel store. Yeah. Clothes, but no cigar.
I just bite it and don't light it.
Spit it out, Will. Why do you do that?
Damn you, Will.
Nope.
I don't think that was a lyric, but it's something like that.
I got myself one. This is pretty Northern Alberta. It's Long Island iced tea mix over ice. That's just by itself. That's kind of nice.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Nice. And actually, I was looking at it, and it's made in High River. Who knew?
Hey, River.
Like that Long Island stuff that we all drink.
Hey, yo, River.
It's in like that tropical bottle that like every bar has.
Yeah.
That's made in. I'm gonna make sure it's. I'm gonna say it's High River. I think it's High River, but if it isn't, I'll put in where it is. But yeah,
How are you, River?
Yeah. Hi, River.
Hey, yo, River.
Okay, well, that's going to take us to ad number 1.
Bye, River. This episode is brought to you by Park Power, a provider of electricity and natural gas in Alberta that offers low rates, awesome service, and profit sharing with local charities. Park Power is a small local business, and like many of you, it's been closely monitoring the news on COVID-19 and the world's rapidly changing circumstances. While many of their team are currently working remotely, the way Park Power does business has not changed, and their commitment to exceptional customer service will remain. Find out more about Park Power's response to the COVID-19 outbreak at parkpower.ca.
That's parkpower.ca. All right, subject number 2. 10 fun facts about ties.
No pig.
Now, I don't really care for funerals that start before noon. I guess I'm not a morning person. Morning.
Oh, that's not
Morning.
bad.
I know that's, yeah.
Uh,
Do you guys like ties?
I like to ties one on, if you know what I mean.
hey, yo.
Yeah. I hate wearing ties personally.
I'm
I
more
feel
of a
like-
bow ties, guys.
If we're getting into that, I'm a double Windsor.
A double. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Absolutely. Yeah, that's actually the next question here. Is do you guys know how to? Do you know how to double Windsor? Like, if I gave you a rope, could you like double Windsor off the rope?
It would take me a couple tries. Like I do know it, but I like if someone was like, "Do this or die," I'd probably die.
Okay, Charlie, could you tie a rope with could I tie a tie with a gun to your head, gun to your nuts?
I could tie a tie to something else with a regular knot with the whole bunny ears.
With like a bow. Yeah, no, you couldn't. But you couldn't do a double
Make it some Mai
Windsor.
Tais, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love
My tie game is poor.
You guys met my friend Dr. Rye, who at the Christmas concert that I was at.
Dr. Rye, the tie guy?
Dr. Rye, the tie guy, and I had to get him to tie my tie because I can't tie a tie. So I was like, Dr. Rye, can you tie my tie? And Dr. Rye said, all right. That was it. Thanks, buddy.
Well, I thought it would be more like, oh, of course I'll tie your tie. Like, why would I?
Oh, he turned into like Matthew McConaughey. Just came in. All right. Who's got a tie? Come on. I love that guy. Now, ties were originally called a cravat and were worn by Croatian soldiers. It used to be a political statement to be like, hey, you like the Croatian soldiers? Well, then put on a tie. Neckties are the cards and flowers of Father's Day with sales in the billions worldwide. Billions. Silk is made by silkworms, and silk is used to make ties. So silkworms make ties. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
No wonder I can't afford one.
Yeah, man, they come out of silkworms' butts. There are more than 177,000 different ways to tie a necktie, but the double Windsor is the most popular. So Gregory and his double Windsor, that's a gentleman.
What do they call the one where you tie it around your forehead?
That's a bandana, the Rambo.
Rambo, yeah.
Oh, feel the noise?
Yeah.
You know?
Come on, Illinois.
Yeah, there's if you collect a tie, you are officially called a grabitologist.
Man,
That
you could have
sounds-
told me. I could have went up. We could have done tie show and tell. You know, I got some ties I can show and tell.
Yeah,
We could have done a lot of grab at the same time.
that's an interesting over an audio medium. Charlie could be telling us about his
Describe
ties.
the ties. That's why. That's why it's not just called show, Andrew.
This one has a dinosaur. This one,
Andrew, I have a feeling you're about to talk about the design of the ties.
I can.
I'm a big Paisley tie
Paisley.
fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not really a tie guy. Like I have a couple of black ties, and so in terms of
Tell you,
design,
I got more bow ties than regular ties.
I'm a regular tie guy.
yeah, go regular or go home.
I am home.
Yeah. Well, go upstairs.
Go there.
At one point, touching another man's tie meant you intended to fight the person to the death in a duel. So the whole rumors about like taking off your glove and slapping the person, like
So instead you would just like tip a finger with their tie and be like,
you
it's
touch
on
their
mother-
tie. Yeah.
It's on Mouthful.
Yeah. So that's right. And that's I prefer the gauntlet slap myself. Whoop-ap! But in the 17th century, a tie maker in England developed a tie that was sword proof. Yeah. Now I don't want to step out on a limb here, but why don't you develop like a shirt that's sword proof or like a neck guard that's sword
Yeah, I think it was aiming too low.
like a turtleneck that's sword proof. That makes sense.
His dreams weren't
You can't
big
fight my head off. I have a sword proof vest on.
He just didn't want the tie to get cut with the swords, you know.
enough. So,
Also-
just wasn't dreaming big enough.
There are bulletproof ties. Again, the amount of your body that a tie covers. I know there was the 70s where it was like about 40% of your body was tie, but ties these days don't quite cover that amount. So a bulletproof tie might cover like your sternum, no vital organs. I mean, you could still be shot and dead, but you might, yeah.
So
a
it sounds
bulletproof
like the same family who was worried about ties in the past has just never moved on.
You got to make a bulletproof shirt. Here's one for Charlie. The world's most expensive tie,
Expensive.
designed by Satyapal, was sold in Mumbai in 2004. The tie was made of pure silk, which comes from silkworms, contained 261 diamonds, and cost a stunning $220,000 of the U.S. dollars.
The
So a whole
U.S.
bunch.
currency.
Yeah, of U.S. currency. Speaking of ties,
Again, how much? How many?
220,000 U.S. dollars.
You know, I would have thought that there would have been a pricier tie.
Like a $6 million tie.
Yeah, the $6 million tie.
There might have been one. 2004, man, that's a long time ago.
That's true.
You never know.
What about inflation?
Yeah.
I like the present, you know how they say.
What kind of noise does a witch's vehicle make? Broom, broom, broom,
Oh,
broom, broom.
that's bad.
Okay, that's going to take us to ad number 2. The Well Endowed Podcast by the Edmonton Community Foundation, hosted by Andrew Paul and Elizabeth Bonkink, produced by Lisa Pruden.
Explores the impact of passionate people who are working to make Edmonton a strong, vibrant city to live in.
Subscribe at thewellendowedpodcast.com. That's thewellendowedpodcast.com.
Sorry about that earlier joke, you know. I mean, I was going to tell a time traveling joke, but you guys didn't like it. So
Which one? Oh,
That's very meta. That's some meta stuff
that
there,
is
Carl.
very meta. I still don't like it.
So my wife asked me to get 6 cans of Sprite from the grocery store. I realized when I'd got home that I'd picked 7-Up.
Oh, damn.
Okay, now here's our real fun dad quiz that Charlie will be able to follow, unlike the mom quiz we did where he asked me what the first one was 5,000 times.
what was the first one again?
Charlie. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to
Did
go
you
to...
hear about that one? No.
So share,
Here's these.
Sunny and Shares.
Did you guys hear about that new Lego shop opening up in Edmonton?
Are you high, or are you going to tell us the same joke you told us
Oh
a couple
shit! I really
minutes ago?
thought I could get away with the same joke.
Uh-oh.
I really thought I could
Oh,
get
look
away
at that.
with
It is another...
Man, this is a real Father's Day thing. Dad,
Yeah,
you just have
right?
to.
Like hanging the Christmas
This is
sled.
like your
Oh!
birthday where they were like, we really wanted to surprise you, but you know.
We might as well use this here. So, which U.S. state is famous for its extra small soft drinks?
Which one?
Minnesota. Minnesota. Actually, I was talking to a guy from Minnesota the other day, Instagram, and he was like, "Oh, hey, man, I've checked out the podcast before. It was like really nice.
Did you?
Yeah, no, he's awesome. I think he's messaged us a few times. I fucking
Yeah,
like
seemed like a really cool guy." Okay, here we are going to do a very quick quiz on what kind of dad will you be? What kind of dad will you be? Now, once again, and I'll save it for the Instagram, but I have a picture of what your baby would look like if you two men had a
one?
baby together. Another one.
stoked.
Another handsome baby. Okay. So I'm going to read these out loud. Charlie, if you
gonna
get
be
lost, they're right in front of you, okay? You and Greg have to come to a consensus. Okay.
Round 1.
Your kid comes home an hour past curfew. You give a stern warning that no one really takes seriously. Begin to accompany your child every time they go out to ensure they'll be home on time in the future. Don't notice because you're asleep. Ground them. What do you guys think?
What was number one
Oh,
again?
man.
It's right in front of you.
What's the first one again? No, I'm joking.
Don't like any of these myself.
But I would love to go to the same shows that my kids go to because I'm
know what?
hip and I'm cool.
No. I think that the answer, and this is for Greg, a Greg special, is you don't notice because you're asleep. You just slept.
No, let's do that. Yeah, no, I'll agree to that. 100%. Greg's asleep.
Round 2.
Your kid gets bullied. You, A, beat up the bully. B, give your kid boxing lessons. Huff, 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 huff. C, tell your kid to stop being a nerd. D, call your kid's principal.
I know karate. I have a black belt. I've done jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. We're teaching this kid boxing.
Give boxing lessons.
Okay?
Let's
Give
do
your kid
it.
boxing lessons.
Round 3.
Your go-to dad accessory is cell phone, pant clip, dad hat. What? Socks and sandals, a classic. A Hawaiian shirt. Wow. Oh, so is there a bad option here? All of the
shirt.
above?
The Hawaiian shirt.
I already got
That's
a bunch
me,
of them.
for sure.
Okay.
Packing.
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts, not pizzas.
Round 4.
It's barbecue time. Oh, yeah. Get drunk silently by yourself. Ding, 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 ding. Crack open a cold one with the boys. Don't attend because you're vegan. You fire up that grill.
I say 2 and 4.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Like, you
Have the
can't just
boys
pick,
over. You
can't
crack
pick
one
two.
open and you fire up the grill.
Let's assume for this one here, crack a cold one with the boys means your horrible
Fire up the grill
child
at the
that
same
the
time.
ones that I made of your baby. So you're gonna drink with your baby?
You
No, not the boys as in like your kids. I'd say fire up the grill.
fire up the grill.
Here's the-
Fire up the grill.
Finish him.
Your wife has just given birth. You fist bump your wife for a job well done. Cry out of happiness. Take a selfie with your new baby. Immediately bring the baby to your baby-proofed house.
I'm probably for the fist bump.
Probably, yeah.
Good job.
Fist
Pound,
bump your wife for a job well done.
pound it.
Hey, way to
Well,
go,
there's
Ace.
a lot of things
Good job
that
there,
would just be
Slugger.
a fist bump. Just saying. Like, she would get like a high five, a double hug. Like, man,
Yeah,
fist bumps is it all.
you go get a cup of ice if that ever happens. Trust me, just go get a cup of
Okay,
ice.
cool. Thanks
Okay.
for
Your kid asks for help on their homework.
Oh, yeah, you fucking ass someone else. You
Here we go.
Kid.
You flirt with their teacher to ensure they get a good grade. Wah, 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 wah. Laugh at their stupidity. You moron. Pull out your old high school notes and help them because you kept them.
Yeah, no.
You hire a tutor.
There's a
Ding, ding,
tutor.
ding, 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 ding,
Charlie,
ding.
there's a tutor, man. I'm sorry.
Get the tutor. I'm not.
Yeah, no, get a tutor,
I like the
man.
first one though. It's fun.
Flirt with the teacher.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do you think you can pull that off though?
No.
Yeah, Charlie, I'd
In
recommend.
my mind, I'd want to do one. In reality, probably 4.
Okay, let's go with the 4 then.
You chose wisely.
All right, now for your quiz results. Calculating the quiz results. You are the overprotective dad. Overprotective dad makes it his duty in life to care for his children. He might seem a little overbearing, but all of his actions are done out of love. This dad is always going to keep your best interests in mind. That makes sense, that sentence.
So I guess you
This
never
dad
really
is
into the
going
hiring
to
that
always
tutor.
going to keep your best interests in mind.
Yeah.
I'm English, I'm speak.
Greg.
No.
Greg. Ooh, we're gonna need a bigger tutor.
A tutor?
We're gonna do the.
A tutor, you say?
We're gonna have to upgrade to.
Are we
a
talking about the
theater.
proletariats?
No, I just I thought your kids say you smell funny.
Oh yeah, no, yes, a tutor. I'm a tutor on B nights, I'll tell you that. Socks and sandals ready to go. Okay, so Charlie and Greg, we've been doing this for the last couple episodes. Let's keep it real quick. Charlie, we know you like Community. Okay, what are we binging?
Look.
Greg, do you want to start us off here?
Yeah, you start.
What am I binging? Someone actually threw me on the back of Scrubs.
Oh
Scrubs. You've been going old school, man.
Scrubs. I couldn't name the actors, actresses. It just was just thrown my way, and it was kind of reminded me of Community, and then found out that it was a bit before in Community, and they
bunch
were
before,
like
yeah.
throwing those references and whatnot. It just the reason that they're popular is because they took a lot of gumption from Scrubs.
The main actor in Scrubs,
yeah,
I don't remember his
that's my
name,
jam.
Zach something.
Zach Braff.
Zach Braff. So he
Zach
has a
Braff,
podcast where they go back with a few of the supporting members of the show and like do like a recap of the like this is what we did, this is how it was directed. Yeah. So if you look it up, I've listened to a couple and he's a real funny. He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy.
Awesome.
I have been binging Brooklyn Nine-Nine as of late. It is fantastic. The latest season is really funny. There's a new character in the new season who in the first episode I was like, she's just the bad guy. Something bad's going to happen to her real quick. And I'm not going to get into it, but it was kind of like a funny take on the whole thing. And Terry Crews continues to be hilarious. There's the one I watched last night. He's like, you know, a lot of things take time. Like if you want to get those pecs popping, you got to spend some time in the gym and get them popping. And then as he's talking, his pecs are like doing that, like pop, 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 pop. And it's just so funny. Like there's so few people in the world, literally, that could do that. Like have a serious conversation
at the same time.
Yeah, have a straight, like an inspiring comment, and like be motivational at the same time. Be like pop, 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 pop. Like it's incredible. So it's amazing. He's really funny and gigantic. Like he's huge. He's
awesome.
Just a big man. Yeah, he's awesome though.
And
Charlie,
my turn. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What are you
Well,
binging?
let me tell you.
Oh no, we forgot about you, and we're moving on. So
Yeah. Outro credits.
Tell you, I was really
There's no
excited
time.
about
Charlie,
the show I started watching
what are
called
you
Community.
Yeah, Charlie's watching Community. Okay.
Oh no. I finished watching Community. But you know what I'm excited about right now? The new
that is a Palomino.
series, Snowpiercer.
Mm.
Have you seen any of this? Have you
No,
seen?
I have not.
Have you seen any of this? Have you seen any of this?
Are you trying to share
Asking
something?
you a question. Have you seen any of this?
Of Snow. I saw
No,
the
I have
movie
not seen
Snowpiercer.
any of it.
Like the Chris Evans movie, I thought was awesome.
No.
The one on the
But now they're doing it as a series on Netflix.
yeah, I haven't seen the series.
Check it out. Get into it. It's sweet. I'm the only thing is
Oh, I thought we were about to like get ready to watch like a.
Yeah, I keep thinking like because you're putting your hands in a weird position, like you're gonna be like check this out. Bam!
my hands are in my warm place.
I don't want to know where they are.
Yeah,
You
never
just
mind.
keep-
Don't
you just
tell
keep
us where
them
your hands
safe and.
Just off screen. That's all. That's all I ask. Oh, okay. What are you doing?
Marty.
So what's Forrest Gump's password? 1Forrest1.
so bad.
Yeah. Let's just okay.
Andrew.
Yes, sir.
What weighs more, Andrew? A gallon of water or a gallon of butane?
Babata.
Obviously, the water. Butane is lighter fluid.
All right, Andrew, Charlie, what smells like blue paint but looks like red paint? Red paint. Come on, guys.
Get it together.
Get them together. Come
Yeah,
on, what are you doing?
Let's wrap it up.
Get it together.
So here's our outro credits. Well, grab me a popsicle out of the freezer and leave me alone for a few minutes while I enjoy it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a good one. We really do appreciate you stopping by for a listen, and please feel free to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your neighbor, tell your foes, spread the good word, tell your dad, and say hi to him for us. You can check out all of our past casts and social media stuff at it'saconspiracypodcast.com, and we will be back later in June for our end of the season wrap up, the Conspies. We will be looking at the beers, the theories, the Mandelas, the monsters, the hilarious jokes, etc. Anyways, yeah, thank you, dads. Thank you for being awesome. And dads, that's a term that includes a lot of people. So whatever it means to you, and you know what that is, and just be nice to them. Just one day a year, be nice to them. Anyways, so yeah, thanks for listening and take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey there, it's Chuck's dad.
Hi, I'm Andrew's father-in-law.
Hey, this is Greg's dad.
Hello, this is dad.
No, I am the father.
Masha. Masha, Masha,